This story took place in Samut Sakhon province. Kun uncle recounted that Tan was the eldest son of a family. He had one younger brother and one younger sister. Tan was very hard-working. His family owned mango orchards, lime groves, and papaya farms. When it was harvest time, he would deliver the produce to the Si Mum Wang market. Tan also helped deliver produce for his neighbors. He was clever, taking neighbors' goods to the market and earning 1 baht per kilo. It was a good income. He shared his earnings with his mother and family and still had plenty left for himself. On his days off, however, he enjoyed gambling, soccer betting, and high-low dice. Those were his favorite games of chance, until one day, he fell in love with a teenage girl who was still in grade 10, named Mew. Mew's parents did not despise Tan at all, but they wanted their daughter to finish school first. Tan's parents, on the other hand, did not like Mew. They even insulted Tan, saying he was foolish and short-sighted, that he should have chosen a wealthy woman instead. But the two were deeply in love. One cold night, Tan asked permission from Mew's parents to take her to a temple fair near their village. Mew pleaded with her parents, so they finally agreed to let her go. When they arrived at the Wat Huai fair, the two of them walked around until they had seen almost everything. Mew then wanted to go home, but Tan asked if he could stay and watch the open-air movie first. Mew, however, did not like watching movies. While Tan sat watching, Mew sulked, not wanting to sit with him, and walked off elsewhere. When Tan turned to his side, Mew was gone. Startled, he hurriedly searched for her but could not find her anywhere. Mew was actually hiding near a dimly lit temple pillar, probably sulking, not wanting Tan to see her there. But Tan never noticed her. So Tan decided to go to the central announcement booth, asking them to announce for her to meet her guardian immediately. Soon after, Mew walked out to meet him. Tan was both angry and relieved, telling her never to do that again, because if she disappeared, what would he do? After some time together, the two began a secret physical relationship. Later, their families found out, and Mew's side demanded that Tan marry her. Otherwise, they threatened to take action, but Tan's parents did not want Mew as their daughter-in-law, so they stalled. They insisted Tan ordain as a monk first. Tan knew well that his parents would never agree to formally ask for Mew's hand. But out of love, he started collecting debts from several friends who had borrowed money, planning to arrange the wedding by himself without relying on his parents. One friend in particular had borrowed 200,000 baht. Tan was counting on that sum to be enough for the wedding. At first, the friend said he would transfer the money, but later in the afternoon, he called, saying he would pay in cash instead. So they arranged to meet under the Takum Canal Bridge. Tan invited an older friend to accompany him. The older friend wondered why the meeting had to take place in such a deserted spot. Tan reassured him, saying,
"It's nothing, brother. The one I'm getting the money from is a close friend of mine. I just don't want my family to know I borrowed money from him. Otherwise, my mother will scold me for lending out too much money."
When they arrived at the meeting point under the Takum Canal Bridge, they found Tan's friend standing there with another unfamiliar man, then asked,
"Where's the money?"
The friend said nothing, pulling out a gun and firing. 3 bullets struck Tan's older friend before he could react. As for Tan, he quickly leapt up onto the bank, attempting to wrestle the gun away from his so-called friend. But the other man shot Tan in the leg. He collapsed instantly. His friend then pointed the gun directly at Tan's heart. In that moment, Tan realized he would not survive. His thoughts turned to his beloved and his parents. Meanwhile, Tan's older friend struggled to start the car and managed to drive it to a house where some acquaintances were sitting. Everyone was shocked, but the driver could no longer speak to reveal who had done it. Before they could take him to the hospital, he had already passed away. Before this tragedy, Tan had told Mew
Tonight, I'll collect the money my friend owes me. Then we can get married. If you don't want to keep studying, I'll rent a fruit stall for us. We'll sell produce at Simamuang Market. It'll be enough to live on.
He said this, then embraced Mew tightly. But Tan's hands, his whole body, felt icy cold. His face looked darker and unlike his usual self. Mew had already sensed something was strange, and her heart sank. She could only cry out, "Tan." Tan wiped away her tears and smiled. No one realized that would be their final embrace. That night, at 2 a.m., Tan's father called Mew. He asked if Tan was with her. He's been missing since early evening and hasn't returned home. Mew replied, "He left me around 6 p.m. and went home already." An hour later, Tan's father called again and told her,
Tan's older friend was shot and killed, but Tan himself has not been found. All that was left was one of his sandals.
Mew was horrified and ran to tell her parents. She cried uncontrollably, deeply worried about Tan's fate. What could have happened to him by now? She wondered in despair. Her parents comforted her. "Let's wait until morning, child. We'll wait for the police report." Mew returned to bed, still sobbing. That night, she dreamt of Tan. In the dream, it felt frighteningly real. She saw Tan sitting there, a gaping hole in his chest, his shirt soaked. Tan pointed toward the river and said,
"I'm right here."
Mew awoke in shock and immediately called her father, but he didn't really believe her. He assumed Tan might have managed to escape. By late morning, Tan's parents gathered people to help search for his body. For 2 hours they searched, but no body was found. They began to lose hope. A villager nearby insisted he had heard several gunshots the night before, but he assumed it was fireworks for the upcoming Loy Krathong festival. So he didn't come out to check. Tan's father then decided to light incense and pray to the spirits of the land.
If my son died here, please let us find him. Satu.
By 2 p.m., one man poked the water hyacinths near the bridge with a bamboo pole. Suddenly, a human body began to surface. They called the Po-Tek Tung Foundation to retrieve the corpse. Relatives and Tan's grieving girlfriend all broke down in tears. The scene was overwhelmed with sorrow. Tan had been dead for many hours one night and half a day. His body was already bloated, the skin pale. The body was then sent for autopsy at the Police General Hospital. That night, at Mew's house, everyone heard a sound like someone pounding on the wall. Then came the sound of a man weeping bitterly, filled with grief. The sorrow was so deep Mew recognized Tan's voice instantly and rushed downstairs. "Tan, is that you? Are you in pain?" she cried. She asked her father to buy some of Tan's favorite treats. Her father returned with 2 boxes of Ovaltine, salted plums, and water. They placed the items on a small tray and lit a single incense stick. They called out to Tan's spirit to come and enjoy what he loved. At the temple, they could not perform the bathing ritual for the corpse because the body had bloated so severely and could not be embalmed. Even before reaching the hospital, the stench of the corpse had already filled the air. They couldn't even properly wrap the body in white cloth. So they placed the body into a coffin filled with tea dregs and camphor. They sealed it and placed it into a freezer coffin, but the smell still lingered. Yet everyone loved Tan. No one showed the slightest disgust. The funeral hall was beautifully decorated, befitting his status. When the time came, Tan's workers placed food at the foot of the coffin. It was for his spirit to eat, accompanied by a knock on the coffin. They called him to come have his meal. But every time, temple cats would leap onto the food, scattering it all over. So Tan's mother asked Mew to place the food instead. Strangely, after that, no cats touched the offerings again. After the first night of chanting, everyone drove home. When they arrived home, just before Mew stepped out of the car, they heard several knocks on the rear car window. The smell of death wafted in, and everyone knew at once it was Tan's spirit. The grandmother said softly,
"If you wish to follow us, my child, you have permission. Come inside."
The little dog Tan had once bought for Mew ran up the stairs as if following someone. Then, the creak of a bedroom door opening echoed. The small dog came scampering back down. A sound followed like someone collapsing onto the bed. Everyone fell silent, not daring to speak. They quietly dispersed to their rooms. That night, Mew's mother slept beside her. Mew wept bitterly, knowing Tan's spirit was near. She whispered,
"Are you cold, Tan?"
She placed an extra pillow, then pulled out a large blanket, the very one Tan had bought for her to use in the cold season. It was meant for the day they would marry. But Tan never had the chance to use it. Mew left a space beside her, saying,
"Lie here, Tan. I'll cover you with the blanket."
And she laid down beside that empty space. Her mother, seeing this, felt an aching pity for her daughter. And outside, dogs howled mournfully throughout the village. Around midnight, the entire house slept with the light still on, but no one could really sleep. Suddenly, a full, unopened water bottle, which Mew usually drank from in her room, began rolling back and forth on its own. Her mother then said softly,
"We know you're here. Don't do this. Just stay quietly."
After 5 nights of funeral chanting, the cremation finally took place. Until then, Tan's spirit had followed them home nearly every night. On some nights, Tan's spirit would wander out into the night. They would hear what sounded like the downstairs door opening, but when her father checked, the latch was still locked. Yet the dogs would howl one after another in eerie succession. It seemed Tan's spirit was going to visit his relatives, to see his beloved parents one last time. After the cremation, Tan's spirit was never seen again. The smell of death vanished as well. 8 years have now passed since Tan's death. Yet no one has forgotten their beloved Tan, nor the chilling events that unfolded back then.